Hello, welcome to this very quick update for the U.S. and Canada. Just to mention a few important things as we head into this weekend and some stuff into next week. So, first things first, we do have this marginal risk of severe weather now in Texas, and this includes uh, just a chance for hail, less than 2% wind and tornado, just a storm. A strong severe storm or two with some hail. Thunderstorms capable of producing isolated hail possible across northwest Texas, big Texas country late tonight into early tomorrow morning. So additional thunderstorms are possible across the southwest states this afternoon and this evening. So like in the some thunderstorms they're possible. There's Day 2 here, still a marginal, some spots of Texas, if this loads here, because the internet is quite slow. So from Texas to Louisiana and spots of the south as well, because of a small front of some storms that will cross the Gulf there. I'll show you in a minute. So isolated to widely scattered strong to severe storms may occur parts of East Texas into the central Gulf Coast region. Sadly, large hails the primary hazard, so the strongest storms. So there's like wind, just a small 5% there in the south, hail, most of the area there, 5% and 2% tornado too in those areas, the threats. So stay safe, be careful. There's still a margin on day 3 for Texas, not Texas, Florida and Georgia there, and Alabama. So isolated strong severe thunderstorms possible on Sunday through parts of the Florida Panhandle into southern Georgia and northern Florida. So yeah, be aware there too. The fire still critical because of those winds there in western Texas and also elevated in Oklahoma and Texas. So be careful, don't burn anything still. And still tomorrow, southern and western Texas. So stay safe there. And this is not available. So let's see here. We have this snow in the Rockies, spots of the southwest there, and some drifting snow in the Midwest from a system there. So this goes Friday into Saturday, possibly some snow on the Texas Panhandle and Oklahoma Panhandle too. So those storms in Texas there, this goes, and those storms over the south, and as I showed you there. So be aware, some snow in New Mexico, Colorado still, and by Sunday still a snowflake or two in Texas or Oklahoma, and more storms in like Alabama, Florida, those spots there. So be careful those storms, and most of them going to Florida by later Sunday. Sunday into Monday. So this is Monday, so later Sunday into Monday, yeah, and Georgia too. It shows some rain more Alabama, South Carolina as well. So be careful in those areas. Still some snow flurries in the northeast, especially Maine, northern New Hampshire, because of the leftovers from the system there. They went to Canada, so still shows maybe spots in the northeast into Monday, a tiny bit of snow, and yeah, so be aware those areas. So day 1 is not available, but day 2 and day 3, yes, that's weird. But industrial day 2 for Saturday, the critical fire, some heavy snow possible there. The mixed precipitation, Texas and Oklahoma panhandles and New Mexico. Some mixed precipitation in the Appalachians, too, and the snow touching the northeast. Those storms in the south, and day 3 still those storms in the southeast. Some snow in the northeast, and some mixed precipitation in the Midwest, not Midwest, Northwest. So be careful. There's the excessive rainfall, just a marginal for Saturday until Sunday for Florida, Georgia, and Alabama. The strongest of those storms may pose a threat, so be careful. Sunday into Monday still a marginal, Florida and Georgia. Day 4 and day 5 still nothing. So be careful. There are no probabilities here, and mainly in Arizona, New Mexico now today, and northern Maine. As we're going into Saturday, shows in Texas there and New Mexico those probabilities. And but in terms of probabilities, this map is not very colorful. It's not very exciting. So I prefer to show you snowfall amounts there. But that show like day 3 and day 4, maybe northern Washington, some spots in the northwest, especially later into next week in the Rockies and Sierra Nevada. We'll have a big guy there, some snow that I'll talk about in a minute. not only there, but it will go into the rest of the country after that. So let's see. Day 1 through 7 rainfall shows those storms in the southeast, like Georgia, Florida especially, might have some higher totals. Close to 2 to 3 inches in a spot or two of Georgia and Florida. A lot in California, especially, but that's mainly snow. And later next week, even more rain for most of California, more rain there into Washington, Oregon as well, and some more rain throughout the country in some other spots there. So be aware. Just a dry spot in Kansas maybe. So yeah, stay safe. And there's the hazards here. Day 3 through 7, some heavy precipitations in the west, some heavy snow in the mountains, and in January some high winds in general there. So be careful. And day 8 through 14 still shows this big thing here, like high winds, heavy rain, heavy precipitation, and flooding possible. It does show like the risk of heavy snow, the Cascades, the Sierra Nevada, and more areas of, or even risk of heavy snow in the northern plains because of that thing into next week that I'll show you. So be aware. Now there are some winter storm warnings in New Mexico, into Texas already because of the system this weekend. Some wind advisories warnings in the northeast too from the leftovers of that system. A tiny blizzard warning in southern Alaska, and some frost advisories in spots of California. I think that's frost, and a freeze watch. I think so, yeah. And some more winter storm warnings in Utah and Colorado, an avalanche watch in some parts of the Rockies, and more winter storm warnings in Arizona. So be aware. And the red flag warnings, of course. So be careful. Those areas, just to recap for Canada here, there's still the leftovers that season, so some ice and snow in Labrador and Quebec. This goes there. Still more into Saturday in Newfoundland, more rain and some snow. New Brunswick too. And then this continues Sunday, snow or two in Ontario. And then in Quebec and Labrador, still some flurries Monday. Then there'll be this clipper in the form of a line into like Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and more into Alberta and British Columbia Monday, even to Ontario. But before that, this system is already arrived on the west coast there, across parts of British Columbia, even southern Yukon, Northwestern Territories, southern Alaska today, and then continue bringing some snow, some heavy rain, some snow into southern British Columbia there. And then this will go more snow for Saturday and Sunday until this goes towards Alberta, some more snow there Monday in those mountains. Still shows snow in British Columbia, Tuesday some spots southern Yukon, Northwestern Territories as well. Then this goes, and potentially next Wednesday another system in the northwestern U.S. and to Canada there. And then I'll show this right now. So so this is tomorrow Saturday. There's that snow in the southwest. You can see that those lower pressures there. This goes, but into like next week. So this March 13th shows that those lower pressures on the west coast. The next system coming in. This is March 15th, next Saturday. So not tomorrow, next Saturday shows this big low pressure in the plains again coming off the Rockies there. So this goes further into the northern Midwest, and so this does have the possibility for more snow and maybe severe weather, but it's still far out. No clear indications yet. But you can see March 12th into the west coast, especially California. More rain and snow in the Rockies. March 14th, and then this goes into the plains. March 15th, more especially heavier the northernmost plains there, and does show this field of ice and sleet like central southern Canada and the northern US. So this system does have the potential to to bring some more winter weather. So this the European, the storms in the Gulf there, and then it does show a tiny low pressure to California and Mexico, March 11th, but this goes there, and that there's like March 12th, the front on the west coast, the Rockies. The European does have this system, like maybe some storms the south, March 15th, but mainly the snow, the northern plains into Canada, and later does have some weird stuff too. So we'll keep watching that, please be aware. But that's far. Let's focus on the present. but beware. So still shows those winds in the northeast today, Friday, some 53 and 65 mile per hour in some spots, and spots of Atlantic Canada as well, because of the Pacific system, the southwestern U.S. Some wind too. So this goes continues in Atlantic Canada, those stronger winds there through Saturday, and before I said Atlantic, but here is actually Pacific, so never mind that. Sorry, and then this keeps going. Some wind in northern Montana into Alberta too, by Saturday afternoon or something. Then still by like Monday, probably more wind into Montana or Wyoming. And the European does have this North Dakota there in South Dakota, some stronger gusts Tuesday in southern Saskatchewan. So this goes and does have maybe stronger gusts in the Great Lakes or something, and to Atlantic Canada again on the 12th, 13th. And after this system comes into the west coast, March 12th, it does show like stronger gusts in spots of the Rockies, March 13th, and does show this massive thing, March 15th. This is some very strong gusts there. Saturday, then this goes. It does show like March 15th in the afternoon, more for the Appalachians, the Midwest. But this is like 1 week away, and there will still be 1,000 changes to the models. So just a thing to keep watching. But a more uh, maybe a bigger threat is this system to like Pacific and the Northwest. March 12th does show this big concentrated low pressure system to British Columbia and northern Washington with more than 100 km per gust, more than 60 mile per gust to northern Washington and British Columbia. This likely to have more snow too and some rain. So we'll keep watching that. Just be aware. In Alaska, nothing that crazy. More wind in the Aleutian Islands, but might have more snow. Central Alaska, especially like southwestern Alaska. March 10th, a little bit in these spots like near British Columbia and southern Alaska, because of those systems. So be careful in those areas. Does show here until March 12th more snow across Canada, especially in British Columbia and Alberta, to 62 centimeters, 55. British Columbia is just insane, to 139 centimeters, especially in Vancouver Island. There's some spots there, more than 1 to 10, 11. 1 to 28, some into Alberta too, and that shows southern Yukon, northwestern territories, more snow too in southern Alaska. So be careful. More snow like the Aleutian Islands, southern Alaska, maybe just southeast Alaska, but the rest is kind of quiet. Some lighter snow in Nunavut, some Arctic style snow, and that show these clippers from Ontario, Manitoba to 15 centimeters, 21, or even some snow in Saskatchewan. Those clippers and more into Quebec and Labrador because of the system now, plus some clippers there, especially eastern Quebec and Labrador, like 39 centimeters, some more in northern Labrador, close to 46, more throughout Quebec. Shows a lighter into southern Quebec, but still a little bit in Ontario there. So beware, some into Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, but light, but more into Newfoundland. So be careful, there's the GFS too, has a similar thing, and I think now it updated. So it has a similar thing, just has some minor differences in the icon too. The icon is much less in British Columbia, but does have very heavy in some mountains there. So please stay safe. Now, like New Mexico and Texas, does have some 5 to 8 inches, some spots there. New Mexico, but northern Texas, the Europeans like 4 inches, some 3 to 4 inches. Some in Oklahoma too, some 3 inches, like 0.4 Oklahoma City. But this will be mainly in northern Texas and western Oklahoma. So be aware in Arizona, close to 8 inches the mountains, some 4 or 5 inches, southern Colorado. So yeah, be aware in those areas. New York, some 3 inches, of Vermont 1, 2 inches, more spots in West Virginia. Shows like a little bit of 3 inches until March 12th. In northern Washington, those systems to 32 inches, 19 inches, all the spots of Washington there. So be aware in the Cascades, and like Northern California 5 inches, in Oregon a little bit, some into Idaho and Oregon to 6 inches. But after March 13th, this will come to the west coast. So this until March 18th shows upwards of 58 inches in the Sierra Nevada, like March 13th until March 16th or something, and a lot in Oregon shows more in Idaho, and some more throughout the Rockies in general, 9 inches, 25 inches or more. So be aware those areas. There's the icon too, the thing in Texas has like 5 inches in Amarillo, New Mexico should even 12 inches. The GFS a little bit less, but does have more in New Mexico. I don't know if the HER goes out that far. Yes, it does, because this is practically tomorrow. So it does have just 2 inches, other spots just 6 inches, northwestern Texas, some 12 inches, 11 inches. The HER has more in southwestern Oklahoma, like 13 inches. This is possible, but I'm not quite sure about that. Shows in southern Colorado, spots in Arizona. So yeah, beware some spots of the Appalachians northeast. So stay safe. It's much warmer in southern Texas. Some spots there like these afternoons, the Europeans all the way to 94 degrees, and that shows some is at Central Texas, some 70s, and does have still some 20s and teens in the Rockies and the Northeast, especially some teens in Maine. So be aware, this cools down at night, like to Saturday morning, even to -2 Fahrenheit in the European Michigan, cold the Northeast, especially in the Rockies, very cold the highest elevations, some 50s in the south, 60s, even shows 50 in Florida, some 30s in the Midwest. Then this goes show like a Sunday morning spots there, the Midwest, some 20s, 30s, some things the Northeast, the Rockies, like very cold in the Colorado Rockies and all the other Rockies. So be careful there. Wyoming, more spots in the Sierra Nevada too. So Sunday, Monday, does show like Monday morning, some 40s in Texas and like 30s northern Texas, some other spots there too. So yeah, be aware in those areas. But it's just one model, and this information does change. But in Canada, the very cold airs further north into Nunavut, northwestern territories, so -29, -30 still. But the south is kind of on a break, but still some active temperatures, a few spots. It's colder into Ontario and Quebec, especially northern Ontario and northern Quebec there. But the south is also -7 to -3, so -8. So it's still cold. Nova Scotia too, and the spots on New Brunswick. Then this goes in the afternoon, does warm up in Alberta to 12 degrees, 11, but the north still harsh, and the east still like some -17, some -20, and cold there still. But like the next night to Sunday morning, some -31 in Nunavut, some -33 even, more in Yukon, some -33, northwestern territories, southern Yukon will be better, but still very cold. So be aware, northern Manitoba, northern Alberta, a few spots, even to Ontario there, colder. So Sunday, Monday, does show like this cold slightly advancing south into Manitoba and Saskatchewan, so -29, so -27, and spots in Yukon to -33. And don't forget about the wind chills, might be close to -40, especially in those areas, cold areas there. But in the south, like -7, maybe to -15, the wind chills or something, depending on the wind. So be careful. In Quebec, still cold, so this Monday, this goes and still shows by Tuesday. This cold there, northernmost Alberta to -34, very cold in Yukon, in other spots of Nunavut, northern Quebec, shows even New Brunswick -16, cold in Newfoundland and Nova Scotia, kind of better in southern Ontario, but then this cold comes back in Wednesday to -9, so -10, even -26 in other spots of Quebec. Still cold like central northern Canada and the west again, so -15, the mountains in Alberta, in other spots, March 12th, this comes there, and and still cold later, so minus 26, even to minus 34 in Nunavut, and slightly better in the south, but still cold, yeah. So stay safe from these temperatures and everything, and be careful with fog as well in the areas that are more prone to it, especially in the morning, and always be aware of like waves and ocean conditions, and yeah, and check the links in the description for more detailed weather warnings, and yeah, stay safe.